We're celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. I'm Chris Valdez, and we're making my Cuban steak sandwich, also known as a pan con bistec. Let's dig in. So Cuban steak sandwich is something that I grew up and was raised with, literally. This was one of my favorite snacks, going into our family restaurant, just taking a big, bold bite out of it. Pan con bistec, basically known as a Cuban steak sandwich, is definitely an iconic Cuban dish. And there's different versions of it, but this is just one of my favorites. It's how my mom taught me how to make it. And of course, you can't forget the star of the dish, my friend here, the Cuban bread. It's just one of my favorite breads. And if you don't have Cuban bread, you could always use ciabatta bread, but Cuban bread on its own is just something that's so iconic. I mean, the Cuban steak sandwich is perfect for Hispanic Heritage Month because definitely it has a lot of that Latin flavor between the garlic aioli, the onions, the steak. Things that are affordable and accessible, yet flavorful. For me, it's very important as a chef, as a Latino, to continue to spread the word on our flavor, our tradition, our history. My parents immigrated from Cuba, and they have worked so hard to give me a life that today I get to enjoy. Growing up, I had a big dream. Definitely, I remember it seemed impossible. That's why I continue to share my story as a Latino. The next ingredient is one of my favorite ingredients, one of my favorite snacks on the go, the potato sticks. And this is part of Hispanic culture right here, buying bags of these and just, Yes, my friends, this is a brick. And it's something that I would see in our Cuban restaurant growing up, but it just does the job. It's gonna press down on our sandwich and it's gonna toast that Cuban bread with that melted butter. That is my white noise. Look at that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And we're gonna garnish it, of course, with some extra potato sticks. And look at that Cuban bread, just crispy. Oh yeah. Cheers. I love the flavor of the Cuban steak, the texture of the Cuban bread, the potato sticks, the saltiness it adds, the texture it adds, the acidity from the tomato. This is just a perfect bite. Happy Hispanic Heritage Month. Cheers.